Hey y'all, yes, I know I never start videos without makeup on, but I'm going to be doing a story time, get ready with me kind of situation. Talking about something that's really hard for me to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I think I need to get some stuff off my chest about it. We're going to be talking about my migraine headaches today because those of you who follow me on Instagram know Labor Day was hard for me. The whole week of Labor Day was just like, it was a lot. Maybe I'll talk about that at some point. Maybe I'm done with it. I hope I'm just done with it and I don't have to discuss it anymore. But something that came up was my chronic migraines. So if y'all want to know more about my chronic migraines, how I deal with them, what they do, how it affects literally every part of my life, you can just keep watching. Thanks. So I'm gonna warn y'all now, this is going to be a long video because we're going to go from prep spray, probably should right now, prep spray to setting spray. So we're gonna do a whole entire look. Today I'm using just some rosebud salve for my lips. I like to do those first because that way it gets to like settle in while I am doing the rest of my face. I'm gonna do like a cranberry look today because I just got, let me show y'all. I just got this beautiful Coach bag with like cranberry trim. I didn't buy it. My mom actually had it and she was like, I'm probably not gonna use it. It's too small, so you can take it. So what did I do? I took it. So this is just a little cranberry Coach bag. So I want to do my makeup to match that today. Okay, so through all my videos, as long as y'all have been with me, I've had severe chronic migraines, right? So I was diagnosed at 14 years old. Let me grab my prep spray, hold that thought. And this is gonna get like really deep, like it might be, I was gonna say triggering, but if chronic pain, illness, death, fear, anxiety, if any of that triggers you, I'm gonna probably talk about some of that in this video. I'm gonna use the Evian facial spray just as a prep spray. So anyway, due to everything that happened on Labor Day week, I had to go back to therapy, which I was already doing therapy, but I wasn't taking it like that serious because I don't really like to discuss bad things that have already happened because they already happened. So I don't know what the point is in rehashing them again, but that's what she told me to do. So that's what I did. So what I did was I went back to my therapist. I was looking for a brow primer, but anyway, I'm gonna do the $1 Billion Brows brow conditioner first. I use that as like an eyebrow primer. I don't know if you need that. Y'all let me know if y'all like this spot because the mirror behind me is kind of aggravating me, but I didn't know anywhere else to set up where I could plug my camera up. But anyway, so yeah, so I went back over there because a lot of stuff that happened on Labor Day was like, it was like a pile on. Like one thing happened and then another thing happened and then another thing happened and I was like, I can't deal with this by myself anymore. So so I went over there. And she told me, she was like, we were discussing Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Primer. I see why people do get ready with me when they do a story time because it's hard to just focus on like the stuff you're talking about, especially if it's something that's not positive. And I don't see that many people do positive story times. Like it's never like, I won $1 million. Or maybe it is, I don't know. The ones I watch, which I mostly just watch Dakota Cross and mostly Alexis Jada, they're always doing some serious heavy stuff. So I thought maybe that would lighten the mood and make me actually want to do this a little bit more. One of the things that came up, and it's not the first time, was about my migraines and how people could doubt if I actually have migraines or if they're as severe as they seem or as I make them seem or whatever. Which was crazy about that has been a big fear of my life since I was like working age. When I was 14 years old is when I was diagnosed, but even before that I had really bad like when I would have anxiety, good or bad anxiety. The first counselor I think I ever saw told me he was like, anxiety is anxiety, be it good or bad. So you might get excited for something. Like when I was younger, every time we go on vacation I would get super duper sick. I would like wind up staying in the hotel most of the time because I was so excited about going that I would overexcite myself, make myself sick. Now what I would do back then, it was throwing up. But after 14, it became these chronic migraines, which those of y'all that have migraines know you can throw up from chronic migraines. So it kind of all went hand in hand a little bit. I'm using a little bit of the Laura Mercier foundation that I'm going to use on my face later just to kind of prep my eyelids, I guess, because I don't like when I do this and this. If I don't do this, it's going to be a different color than the rest of my face right there. So I started doing this lately. But anyway, so it's always been that way. I've always had really high anxiety. My therapist thinks it actually stems from my parents' divorce and being the older sister and the oldest daughter. Hell, for another time, we're not getting anywhere near that today. The migraines, they were pretty bad growing up until I got to about they were like, I'd have them like 2-3 times a month, right? Until 2017, which is when I got in this really bad car accident. We had a lot of bad things happen at my job as a teacher. I don't want to get into too much of it because I don't want to, we lost a lot of people involved in our job. So you have to go back there. The people are not there anymore that were there last week. And it was just a lot. So that happened. I had a incident that happened with a student that he tried to stab me. That was fun. I was held at knife point, so that was kind of rough. And then after that, we lost a coworker and a student. That was like 2016, and then 2017 I got in the bad accident with a drunk driver that ran a red light and hit my car. She made our car bounce because she was speeding so fast coming through a red light. We were parked and she just slammed right into my door. So the car bounced, and that of course messed up my vertebrae a little bit, and that started to make the migraines worse. Then after that I got hit again from behind going to work. Then I got hit again in 2020, which seems like a long time, but for like really bad car accidents, most people get like one in their lifetime, not a couple in 5 years. So then my mom and I got into the car accident around the same time, 5 years later, as the first accident, which I always found odd, but benefit precisely my brow, my favorite brow pencil to outline with. And so what happened was, hold on, it's hard to talk and do my brows. So what happened with that was this big huge truck overcorrected a turn and slammed right into my mom. Funny enough, we were actually on our way to CVS to get some migraine medication. Literally, that's when they hit us again. So she cut the brake lines, the car couldn't stop. It was a whole big thing. But everybody was physically okay. Physically, keep that in mind. Then after that accident, actually leaving physical therapy from that accident, another car sideswiped my sister and I, and my sister was only there because she had to drive me to physical therapy for the accident because I had a migraine. That's kind of a rundown of everything. And then COVID hit, and then all the stuff with the as a teacher, we always have heightened anxiety because of, well, for me, the school shootings and stuff definitely didn't help. Every time someone drops a book, you're like freak out. You're like, oh crap, it's fine. It's our turn. And that's how it feels. So all of that stuff happened. Now I have chronic migraines daily, right? So I have them every single day of my life. They have different severities, and it just depends on so much stuff. Like today I had one this morning. I'm sorry, again, I have to focus on lining. It's difficult. I think that's why people do get ready with me, is when they have a story time. So the reason I called this video my daily battle with chronic migraines is because that's literally what it is. Like, I literally every single day when I get up, I almost have to weigh, do I take medicine now? Do I wait till later? Is this pain enough pain to take medicine? Do I wait till it gets worse? My doctors always say take it at the onset, but like, is that wasting medication? Is that taking too much medication? It's always a guessing game every single morning. And I had to stop working this year. Well, I guess it's technically last year, 2022. I had to leave my job as a teacher because, one, it's not really fair to the kids to have a teacher that's only there sometimes. I live in Louisiana, and during COVID, they were like, F the federal guidelines for COVID. We didn't close schools. They closed them from March to May of 2020, but then 2021, they came back in August like nothing happened. So we just had to wear a mask, and then that wasn't even really that big a deal. If you didn't do it, you didn't get in trouble for it, so it was Louisiana. But anyway, so then after that, I'm going to do a Benefit brow today. I love Benefit's brow products. I don't think they get nearly enough props. So going in with my Brow Contour Pro from Benefit, and I'm going to use the deeper shade because I ran out of the lighter shade already. And I'm going to just very lightly feather that into the top of my brow, the front, like to my arch. And then I'm going to do an ombre with the Cabral, which is also a really, really good brow pomade if you've never used it. So I wound up leaving my last 3 jobs because of migraines, medical leave, stuff like that. But even as a teacher, it's hard because it's like, you don't feel like your students don't deserve to have a sub all the time. That's the most I can say. And I loved my kids. Please let that be known. I loved the crap out of my students. I had to leave my previous job, my first teaching job. I would have retired there. I swear to God, I would have retired there. I loved that place. But our administration kept changing. So the last administrator was not like patient with me about my migraines at all. They made it where every time I missed work, I had to bring a slip saying that I missed work because of a migraine and went to either the hospital or a doctor. If you have chronic pain, every time you have a migraine, you don't go to the hospital. That's not how it works. That's why you have rescue medications and preventative medications and all that stuff. So fine, whatever. And I feel like now would be a good time to say that this is my migraine journey, not everybody's. If something didn't work for me, it doesn't mean it won't work for you. For me, no headache medicines work. No triptans. I did Ajovy, Emgality. That's the ones you give yourself the shot. I did Emgality, Ajovy. What was the Aimovig? I did Botox in my head, 5 different cycles. I burned the nerve in the back of my head, the occipital nerve. I've taken Rayvow, Ubrelvy, Imitrex, all the over-the-counter medicines. Why even waste time discussing those? But anyway, so long story short, I've had a lot of different medications, Fioricet, and the only thing that really works for me is pain medicine. So, you know, when I had the accident, I think it was the first one, they gave us, this is Cabral, by the way, Creme-Gel brow pomade from Benefit. And so when we had the car accident, the first one, the big one in 2016, they gave me, what is that, Narco, which is a strong pain medicine because my back I had 2 sprained vertebrae, but nothing broke or cracked. So they were like, we can't really do anything about a sprained vertebrae. We can just give you pain medicine to make it out. Well, of course, your spine, surprise, is related to your head because that's, you know, base of your skull. So what wound up happening was it would trigger more headaches. So I would take the Narco. Well, I realized, I was like, this actually works. This is helping me. So I got on pain medicine, which, trust me, not my choice. If I had an option to not do it, I wouldn't do it. It doesn't make you feel good. And I know people get addicted to stuff all the time, but like for me, the feeling it gave me was not fun. It made me feel really, really sick. I couldn't really function. I would have to just go to bed, but at least I could sleep and not cry the whole entire time. Which even with any medication, there are some migraines that I still will cry the entire time, no matter what medicine I take. I've been in the ER crying with the IV in my arm because it wasn't working. So that's just kind of what happens with chronic pain, I would guess. I only have chronic migraine, so I don't know. My aunt has fibromyalgia. I know she has a lot of problems with that. It's just kind of it's just a thing you gotta deal with. You can't really pick it. I don't want it. I didn't choose to have it. And if I could get rid of it, I would. And I've been trying to for years now. But you're going to get into that in a second. There's a reason I said that, but we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, so my first teaching job was at a middle school pretty close to my house. My parents actually all went there growing up and stuff. It's been here. And it was a school that they call them at-risk schools, but I loved it. I knew the kids just needed a cheerleader to help them through stuff, and I really wanted to be that for them, so that's what I did. But then what winds up happening with that nonsense is that I would wind up taking a lot of stuff home with me and worrying about them and thinking about them all day and being like, oh my god, this kid, how does she do this and that? Like, I can't write her up for that because I know she went through this last night, I know this happened, that it's a lot. If you haven't been a teacher and if you don't care about your kids like that, I don't think you need to teach. And that's what was an issue for me. This is the Marc Jacobs Marvelous Mousse. I always use it to carve out my lids and to carve out my brows in the shade Fawn. And if I forget to mention anything or y'all can't understand what I'm saying, I am going to have everything listed down below just like I do every other video. The new principal gets there. She's like, she didn't even know half the stuff that happened in my career there. And they're like, you have to start bringing a doctor's note. Well, here's the thing. My migraines are caused by anxiety. So if you tell me if you don't do this, you will be fired, it's going to increase the anxiety, dummy, which is going to increase the migraines. And here's the thing. By the time that happened, I was already having them daily. I just was toughing it out. I know that sounds really bad, but it's just the truth. I would have to take medication in the morning, drive to work. I'd have to like kind of, supplement during the day with Advil because like there was times I couldn't see my board. And my coworkers, thankfully, when I was there at this point in time, I had the best support team ever. Like I loved my job that year. I hated my headaches, but I really enjoyed my job. And it's because I had the greatest coworkers in the freaking world. And if y'all are seeing this, y'all some real ones, and I appreciate y'all and I love y'all so much. But like I would get there in the morning and my coworkers would be like, you're having a bad day. And I was like, yeah, I cried in the car. And they would be like, you know, we can do this and help with this and that, like trying to accommodate me as much as possible. They would always sit me down. One of my coworkers would call it putting on a show because I didn't want the kids to know I was sick. So he would always be like, you're here putting on a show, right? You need to go home before you can't see to drive home. Like, that's how bad it was. My coworkers all knew about it. Anyway, I wound up leaving that job because I couldn't handle the pressure of it. They wouldn't give me any more medical leave to try to fix this, and it was just time to go. My doctor wouldn't sign my paper to go back to work because he had not fixed the migraines yet, my neurologist. Insurance wouldn't let me go back to work. My job wouldn't let me have any more time off, so I wound up having to resign. Fine, whatever. I'll resign, that's okay. So I took a year off of work. Then that was like 2019. I wound up in the hospital for serotonin syndrome, which, for those that don't know, is it's a really rare condition where you have too much serotonin in your system, and it causes all these weird side effects that I don't even want to get into because I will cry, and I'm in the process of doing my makeup. I don't want to cry it all off already, but it's a hardcore thing to go through. I had been in the hospital for 5 days, and it was a lot. But anyway, that was 2019. So 2020, I left my job in October. COVID hits in February, right? Kids are still in school. They stay there until March, I think, is when they got out of school. I wasn't teaching at the time, so it wasn't like that. For me, it wasn't like a big thing because I was just kind of watching it happen. I was already always in bed and in the house because of my migraines, so it was a catch-22. It's crazy to think about it now because I remember, like, before the accident, I would go to, every Friday night, we'd go to this bar, my favorite restaurant of all time, Agave. They had this really good bar with these margaritas, and we'd go out every Friday, and then slowly but surely I'd have to skip one, then I had to skip two, then I had to stop going altogether because by the time the end of the day came on Friday, I just wanted to get home, take my medicine, and go to sleep. That's literally how my life changed after that first big accident. So I went to a different school the next year. I went to it was like a higher end school, like you have to pay to get into it, and it was like 3 minutes from my house. Loved that job again, but it was a different, like, population. ABH Minor Renaissance palette. Actually, let me try to use the little brush that came with it. I went there. I worked there for a while. I remember my last day was actually January 6, 2021. And then I went on a medical leave again. I was able to take sick days off because I was there half a year. So I was able to take time off and try to recover. Then my job offered me like kind of I don't want to say an ultimatum, more like a deal. Let's do burnt orange. So we're going to do burnt orange as a transition shade. So I was working at this school. Same thing starts to happen. I start to get really, really sick. I don't like that I don't know anybody there. Like, there was nobody to really like help me out. They didn't know any of my struggle. I actually was very proud of myself though, because at that job I had missed work until October, which, for those that don't know, school, you start like training and stuff August. So, you know, that was a good amount of time. Let me actually put this all over. I want to use this as a transition shade. So I start to get sick. There's no sympathy there because they don't know me. They don't know all the stuff I've been through. They're just like, okay, like, why are you calling out this late? And that too, in order to call out with a migraine, I have to wait until like I'm about to leave to go to work to see if I can tough it out or not. And I couldn't anymore. So I started just being honest. When I felt too bad, I was like, I'm not going. I'm not toughing it out anymore. I can't. It's too much. I was sleeping on my lunch breaks, never getting to grade things. It was too much, way too much. So January 6th, I took a sick leave that I never wound up going back to work for, because what they wanted me to do was they wanted me to teach virtually for not as much pay, right? Because I was good at that. I really was. I was good at, you know, teaching on Google Classroom and all that stuff. Because when classes had to quarantine during COVID, I was able to really make sure that they didn't miss anything because I was always still teaching, pretty much. I'd give them different materials to do at home by themselves, so on and so forth. I quit that job. I actually turned down another job to take that job. So then the next year I decided to go with the other job. That job was wild, and I should have known. I should have known because, right, I'm not going to get into her business, but the principal got really, really sick from stress mostly. And I was like, if the principal is getting sick from stress, then is this where I need to even be? So let's do Love Letter. That's really pretty. I forgot how pretty this palette is. But I go over there, right? And here's the thing. Right before I started that job, again, I don't want to say the school's name or anything because it's not, well, I mean, this school, it might have been their fault. But the most part, it wasn't their fault that I was sick. I was already sick all the time, but definitely was a hard place to work. Like, if you didn't have migraines, by the time you left there, you would have had migraines. So anyway, I wound up gone to that other job. And the crazy thing about that job is I did my burn the nerve surgery. So if you don't know what that is, you'll have to look it up because I can't really explain it. Burn my nerve. It backfired on me. It had the reverse effect. It made my migraines way, way worse. The day after that, like, okay, so our training started on like, I don't know, let's say the 23rd, right? I did the procedure on the 20th because it was supposed to be like 1 day of bed rest and then you could go about your business. That next day after I did it, y'all, it hurt. So it was one of the worst headaches I had ever had. And the thing is, it was all over my body. I mean, all over my head. So usually for the most parts, since I was a kid, my headaches have been right here, right over the arch of my left eyebrow. I don't know why, but that's where it always was. After this surgery, they were all over my head. Like, it would start behind my ear. Those are the worst ones. I still get those probably once a month, and they hurt really bad. Like, I have to turn off the, like, Alexa, the screen is too bright. My air conditioning unit, there's a thing, like, on the thermometer where you can see the temperature. It's too bright. I have to cover it. Like, that's how bad they hurt. So that's behind my ear and the entire back of my head. And they hurt so bad, y'all. To this day, those are the worst headaches because it's like I cannot freaking get any relief from it. So fine, we did that. I had to miss the first 3 days of training at a new freaking job because of my headaches. Because I did a surgery that was supposed to help me and backfired on me. Fine. That's what happened at my other job. So then I was able to get on pretty quick there. I was already teaching like 7 years. I just want this a little bit darker. I was already teaching like 6-7 years by that point, so like there's nothing you really need to tell me about it. I was good at giving the kids jobs, didn't do a lot of write-up, so you know I was doing all right. I didn't need the course of like the first couple days of school. I already know most of what's gonna happen. So I talked to the principal about everything. She already knew about my migraines. Literally the first probably 2 months of school, I did not work a whole week. I had to skip at least 1 day every single week because of my head. They were so strapped for teachers, they honestly did not care. They would have been fine with me as long as I came back at some point. They were cool with it. So the principal says, one day we are gonna have to address this because you haven't worked a single full week. I was like, understandable, but we never wound up addressing it because she actually wound up getting sick and she had to leave. So, you know, that was that. But I make it through the whole year miraculously. I don't know how, because like I said, that job, if you didn't have migraines already, you would have had migraines by the time you left that job. So summer came, I was looking for a new job. I knew I did not want to go back to that one because it was so difficult. That job was hell. So I knew I didn't want to do that. So I'm looking for a new job, didn't get one. Fine, cool. Went back the next year in August when in-services started, and we did this training where we had to, this is gonna be kind of deep about like school shootings and stuff, so if that's gonna trigger you, don't watch. But we had to learn how to disarm a gunman as part of our training. And that day I texted my mom and my sister and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it again this year. I just can't. I wound up leaving that month. I wound up quitting and I haven't gone back to work since then. So, and the thing with migraines, y'all, there's so much involved that you don't think about outside of pain. Like for me, I was a big team player. That was Shade Primavera, by the way. I was a big team player with my coworkers. Like I always wanted to work. I was taking shifts. I would help with this, that. You need help learning how to do this? Let me teach you how to do it. Let me help you with this. You need help with that? Let me help you with this. It's not that difficult. I can show you how to do it. Come by my room after school. I'll just stay with you. That's the kind of stuff I would do. So when you start to miss work, who's that gonna fall on? It falls on your coworkers. And I hated having to be the person that would now you have to take more students into your class. They're already crazy. And now you have to take my kids too. That was so painful to feel like you're letting everybody down all the time. It was really hard. And of course, the majority of the teachers would be like, that's not a problem. We know you're sick. I can see you're sick. But there were those teachers, especially at newer jobs. Like my first job, I was there for 6 years. So they saw it progress from once a month to daily, right? They were part of that whole journey. I'm going to go at Vermeer, this pretty shimmery shade right here. So they were part of that whole journey. So they got it. They understood it. They were fine with it. Not fine with it, but you know, they got that it wasn't my choice. Newer schools didn't have that history with me. So I'd be late to work. because it's in another city. I had to drive to a whole nother city every morning, usually with a migraine. So what I'd do is I'd get up, I'd take pain medicine, I'd head out to work. During the day again, at this point, I think I had Ubrelvy at that point as my medication. So I'd take that when I got to work. It was a struggle. Excuse me. It was a struggle, but I would get it done. I would make it there. I'd teach. I'd do what I needed to do. It was hard. And teaching was the best career for me because of the schedule, right? You're off in the summer, you're off on the holidays. So those are days I can't miss if we're not working. It sounds bad, but that's just the truth of how it was for me. God, it's hard to talk. I don't know why it's so hard to talk about this. It was stuff like that, like letting your boss down, letting your coworkers down. Every single time I'd miss, I would have this thought, I'm gonna go into Cypress Umber. Every time I would miss work, I'd have this thought that people thought I was lying and I just didn't want to come to work. That is a really horrible way to think, but I have always struggled with that and I still do to this day. So when Labor Day happened and I got accused of lying about my headaches, it took a really, really bad toll on me. And the thing is, if y'all saw, I started that Snap series. I'm gonna start it up again. I'm not done with it. I worked really hard on those pictures and I'm going to post them. But the point of that was to get out some of the stuff I was called. And one thing I was called was a junkie. And I was told that I was faking headaches in order to get pills. Now, where did this come from? I still to this day have no freaking idea. According to one of my family members, it was said that I have to have medicine or I can't function, which is true. I can't. It's really, really difficult. So that was one of the things that came up a lot. So when that was said, I was like, the hell? It hasn't even been like that lately, so I don't know where that comes from. I found out where it came from. Again, we'll have the conversation another time if we need to, but it was a lot of people being told something and twisting it. People being told something that was actually positive and twisting it into a negative just to hurt. Had to grab a makeup wipe. But yeah, so these migraines, they're not freaking fun. Like I feel like I let people down all the time. My dad that same day came over because I was really like going through it on Labor Day. My dad came over and he told me, he was like, I miss when you could go, like we'd go watch the game at a bar or something together and hang out and just have fun. Like I would be called the daughter son because I watch football and like mob movies and stuff like that with him. So it was one of those things, and then it was gone. And he was like, you're one of my good friends, not just my daughter, so I miss you being able to do stuff and have fun. And I was like, yeah, I miss it too, but it's not something I can change. I really wish I could, but I can't. So because it's anxiety driven and mostly stuff that I just haven't dealt with, because the way my mind works, y'all, like I just move on. Like if something bad happens, it didn't kill me, I'm just gonna keep rolling and make it work, you know. I'll just keep going. So then what happened after that, my little boy's right there, that too, like even him, I feel so bad because like this morning he really wanted to go outside as soon as we got up, and I was like, Lilu, mom has to take her medicine first, my head hurts. This is a Chella dual liquid eyeliner. I was gonna use a Anastasia Creme-Gel liner, but I don't want to have to stop and go do it off camera. So oh yeah, so now I don't have a job, right? I'm living off of my retirement and affiliate link. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on that, because literally I would have no gas in my car. So I'm looking for a job that's virtual, right? Because even if I could do YouTube full time, I am not the kind of person to be able to do that. Like I need to be able to feel like I have a purpose, right? Even though according to my therapist, my job right now is to heal from everything, but like can't pay the bills with healing. I wish I could, but that's not how it works. And that, boys and girls, is what I really want to get into here, because there is this misconception. Oh my God, what the? I'm about to do this off camera. I can't do it on camera. I'll be right back. Stay right there. Don't leave. Much better, right? I know. I keep forgetting where I was. That brings us to this video. The reason I'm making this video. I want to draw my eyeliner. I don't want to mess it up. So during the discussion of taking medicine and faking migraines and all this other nonsense, I get told, ugh, God, I hate when people do this, but well, people ask all the time because, you know, you go shopping and you shoot YouTube videos and stuff. That is so stupid, first of all. You have no understanding of how chronic pain works if you think that you are 100% of the time in 10 out of 10 pain. That's not how it works. That's why there's medication to manage your pain. That's why you have a pain management doctor. I have a pain management doctor anyway, who helps me with, like I said, preventative medicine, rescue meds, all that stuff. It's like, you are so stupid. Why would you even ask that? Especially to somebody that's not me? Stupid skank. Anyway, so why would they ask somebody who isn't me and doesn't even have it? If you would just address me, ask me. I'll explain it to you really quickly. I had an issue like that with my students at my last job. They found out, let's do Bad Gal Bang. So they found out that I have a YouTube channel, right? And then it was said, so again, stupid. Like, I don't know if it's, I shouldn't even say stupid. I should say ignorant and stupid, because like you didn't ask me. I could have told you if you just asked me. Ooh, that liner dried fast. It dried so pretty. Anyway, it was being said when I wasn't at work that I was skipping work to work on videos. First of all, that's dumb. It's not that hard to, so stupid. So to shoot a video, I sit here in a chair, right? Sometimes I do my makeup. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm doing hauls, but you've never seen me run a marathon, do yoga, do any kind of workout. Usually I'm sitting here just doing my makeup, right? Or testing stuff out. The fact that people can be that stupid to think that that is the same as standing up for 8 hours, teaching, looking at boards, grading papers, disciplining kids, all this stuff. Like, it's so stupid. I used to work in retail with my migraines when they were twice a day. I mean, twice a month. I used to work at TJ Maxx, which is a huge store, and I would push through it. I would. But after the accidents, like, how can, I don't know that people actually even ask that question. I'm starting to feel now like the person I heard this from just made it up because they wanted to, because this person that told me that, I mean, let's just be real. Nobody really messes with her anyway, so I don't know why anybody would bypass me and go ask her, well, how can she go shop? What do you mean, how can I go shopping? I have what's called manageable, my mom and I call it functioning migraines. And trust me, people in my personal life have also been, like, there have been family members that I had to sit down and say, okay, you asked me why I couldn't drive to New Orleans, but I could sit and shoot a video. That's two whole different things. Like, just stupid. But anyway, first of all, going to the store, the vast majority of hauls that I do on here, they are usually things I ordered in. So it's an Amazon haul or a Macy's haul or something that comes through the mail. If you look on my TikTok page, you will see maybe 5 shop with me's total. And one of them, I actually had to cut short because my head was hurting too bad and I had to go sit in the car. That happens a lot. I don't understand how people can take TikToks, which are like literally, what, 5 minutes max that I post. I think you can max out at 10, but I usually do 5 minutes max on a TikTok. How people can take that and say, oh, well, you know, she could walk around in the mall, and compare that to 20 years of migraines. It is so dumb because she was able to walk for 2 minutes and you never saw her face on the camera because she was leaning on the basket while she was walking. But like, if I have no social human contact, what am I going to do? So when I feel well enough, if you've ever been to the hospital for a migraine, let's do the photo finish and then we'll do the. So let's say, let me break this down, because the point of this video is that when you want to ask, well, how can she go shopping? Well, how can she shoot a video? Refer to this one, please. Let me teach you. Let me go back to my old job. Let me educate you real quick. So, if you've ever gone to the ER for chronic migraine, I think they do that with a lot of pains, but they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is your pain, right? There have been times where I told them it was an 11, where I couldn't pick my head up, I couldn't see, I threw up in the ER, in the waiting room, all that stuff, right? That happens. It is definitely a thing that goes down not super often for me. I haven't used this in a long time. It's a good-ass primer. It hasn't happened in a while for me, but it does happen. If I have a pain day where it's like, you know, I don't know, 3 to 4, I've taken my medication, it went down to 3 or 4. I usually can't drive. That's why, if y'all notice, I'm usually with my mom on those shop with me's, because I still can't drive. I can't see to drive safely. Now, walking around in a store with a basket, what am I going to do? Hit somebody? Like, it's not that I can do that. That's not that difficult. Because if every time I felt any pain in my head, I would stop functioning, I'd have been dead a long time ago, to be honest with y'all. I would have been dead. Not every chronic migraine is a 10 out of 10, right? So to judge somebody and then turn around and ask someone who doesn't even have the migraine themselves, well, how can she do this? They don't know, dummy, because they're not having it. And I would say I get that question, but I really don't, because if someone tells me they're sick, they're hurting, they're tired, whatever it is, I'm not going to call their sibling and say, hey, If she's sick, if her stomach hurts, how can she eat a steak? I'm just going to take them at their word because, first of all, why do I give so much of a damn? And second of all, why wouldn't I just take someone at face value? Why assume people are lying or whatever? It's so dumb. It's really annoying. But anyway, so for example, I'm going to go to my mother's house later to watch the game with my dad. If I stay the way I'm feeling right now, I took medication at noon. It is now, because when I woke up this morning, it was probably a 7. It was bad this morning. Took my medicine, went back to bed for an hour, got up, was able to go and drive myself to my mom's house. Now, my mom lives 5 minutes away from me, so y'all hear me say drive to my mom's house. I'm not driving across town or to another city like I used to when they lived in Scott. Now they live 5 minutes away from me, so it's definitely, I gotta be really, really bad to not be able to make that little trek or have a bad aura. So it's 5:18 right now. I took it at, okay, yeah, so I'm still doing pretty good to say I'm outside of the range. It's 4 hours between doses. To say I'm outside of the range, I'm doing pretty good right now, actually, which is great. But it's because I was able to stop what I was doing this morning and go back to bed for an hour. Pore primer. Porefessional primer. Again, just stupid, just so dumb. But anyway, so if you need help understanding this, again, I don't know why you need to understand it, but if you need to understand it, ask me. I will tell you what's going on. So, like I said, today I got up at noon. I took medication. I went back to bed. Louie and I went back to bed. I got up like an hour later and I started cleaning my house because my house was dirty because last night I had a migraine. Now I'm shooting this video right now. I'd say my pain level is probably at like a 3. It's not that bad right now, which is good. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just thankful for it. Maybe because I'm getting all this off my chest, actually. Yeah, maybe because I'm getting all this off my chest. I'm feeling a little better about it. But where was I? Okay, so I took the medicine. I'm going to drive to my mom's house in time for the game, watch the game, and then I'll bring my medicine with me, and then I may have to take it during the game, depending on if it hurts again or not, and then I can leave. That's exactly how it works. It's just like when you have a cold and you take Dayquil. Maybe the first day you'll stay in bed all day, but other than that, as long as your Dayquil is working, you can do stuff. It's the same thing. I really don't understand why people, it's just more frequent. You might have a cold twice a year. I have migraines every day, but that's how I function with it. It's like, how stupid can you be? The editing videos, I do that crap in bed. As soon as I can see a little bit, I do my homework because I'm still in my master's program. I'm getting my MBA. I do my homework, I edit videos, I check in with family, see what people need done and stuff like that, and that's it. My family knows this Reema Beauty Color Correct palette. Y'all, this is the best thing I've ever gotten from the drop shop. I use it every time I shoot a video. I don't use it every time I do my makeup because I don't really feel the need to do that much every time I do my makeup, like just to go to the store or something. But for a video, oh, especially, y'all see how my eyes are a little dark underneath because I had a migraine this morning. Color Correct concealer under my eye, a little bit of red here. So I'm gonna bring my medicine. There are times I have to stay stuck at my mom's because it helped, but it's not good enough to not to be able to drive back home. So that's that on that. I can make it sometimes I can't, and everybody kind of knows the protocol for how that works. Shopping in the stores, let's talk about that, because if I go to a store, usually I can't. First of all, the majority of the time I don't go. I usually just hang back home. But if I do go, I always have my medication in my pocket, and there's a lot of times that I have to go back in the car. Like, I can do it for a little while, but then it starts to hurt too much, and I have to go back in. Those fluorescent lights in a store, oh my God, they are horrible. How I worked at TJ Maxx for that long, I do not know. It was difficult, and that's not even bringing customers into the mix. That's how I can do stuff sometimes, and sometimes I can't. Yeah, so when I go to the store, always have, my mom knows about it, everybody knows about it. We always have kind of like an escape route planned. I don't know another way to put it. I know that sounds bad, but that's the truth. Like, I always have to have a way to figure out how I can get out the quickest, how I can get to the car. When is it too much that I can't handle it anymore and I gotta go? Always a thing. That's been my whole entire life. So if you're ever curious about my migraines, you can ask me, or you can really just mind your business. That's really up to you. I don't ask anybody for help, except, well, I really don't ask anybody for help. My parents helped me because they've known me for so long, and they know how much of a struggle this has been for me my whole entire life. You know, my mom and I have problems, but like, she's been with me in the hospital multiple times. She's usually the person that goes with me to the hospital. So she knows what's really going on. And even then, it's hard for me to accept help. Or they'll ask me if I'm okay, and I'll say, yeah. And they're like, you're not, you're lying. But that's the kind of stuff I do, because if I didn't, again, I would have even less of a life than I have today, which is a lot because I barely have a life today. But it is what it is. Now, like last week, I didn't have any pain medicine. You didn't catch me anywhere but the bed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. Is that what y'all want? I could not function. I couldn't get out the bed. I couldn't feed myself. Just going to the bathroom was such a chore. Like, so if that's what y'all want to see, catch me when I don't have any migraine medication. You will see me stay in bed for a week straight if that's what y'all really want. Even the YouTube videos, like, the video I posted about Truly Beauty, I shot it on my birthday last year. I just never got to edit it because I was always so sick. So before y'all act like, you know, I'm unscathed by this stuff, like, just shut up. It just drives me crazy because, first of all, again, it's not your business. It has nothing. I've never asked you for a trip to the doctor. I've never asked you to pay a medical bill. So why do you care? Shut up. Just shut up. I'm glad I got that off my chest. So now we're going to take some Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra-Longwear Foundation. It is, I got it at TJ Maxx for $10, y'all. And this is Butterscotch shade 2W2. So that's how that works. Even like going to dinner, if I post something about like buying a soda, I will have people that will say, hey, I thought you can't have caffeine when you have a migraine. Okay, stupid. First of all, migraines. I'm sorry if I'm angry, if I sound angry in this video, but it's because I am angry in this video because I'm just tired of this. Like, it's so dumb. And it always happens at the worst time. It's always like, well, you know, people were asking me about you. Shut up. No, they weren't. Nobody even cares. Be quiet. Most of y'all that know me know I'm not very religious. But with these migraines, sometimes I don't know what else to do. Like, I have to just ask. There's been times I was in bed screaming, why? There were times I was in bed saying, what comes next? Like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm in so much pain. Why? What did I do to deserve that? That's kind of how my mind works sometimes when I'm sick enough. And I know it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. One of the times I ran out of pain medicine, I was at my mom's house, and my mom always wants me to go to the hospital. She always wants me to go to the ER because your daughter's screaming in pain. I get it. I personally hate the ER because it's just a lot when you're already sick to have to go sit in that bright room. There are other people there. Everybody's freaking sick because we're all in the ER for a reason. Nobody's just there to hang out. Well, some people I know, but most of us are not there to just hang out. Most of us are sick, having to answer all these questions. They put the IV in my arm. They always miss the vein, blow a vein. And then I have to sit there, and I don't like the feeling of everything going through my body because it's a weird thing because it's going all the way through your veins and it's like under your skin. So I can't scratch it. If I feel really cold, I can't get it out. It's a lot. She came in the room and she was like, well, I'm going to have to close your door because everyone can hear you crying and you don't want to go to the hospital. So I get it. But that's how loud I was crying. I didn't even realize I was crying that loud until she came in talking about that. But it's like how and why would I fake that? Why would I pretend to have migraines? That's not fun to always be the one that people have to worry about. It's not fun to always be the one that gets left out of the trip. It's not fun to always be the one that has to, like the Labor Day party at my folks' house. I didn't get up until the party was well underway because my head was killing me because it was raining that day. It was a bad day. I got dressed after everybody got there and tried to go hang out for as long as I could, and then I couldn't. So again, I don't know why that would be something that would be like fun to people. I don't know why people are like, oh, well, obviously she's pretending to have migraines. Why would you pretend to have migraines? What is the payoff? I went all the way to Dallas for WrestleMania 23, which is why the people who accused me of faking my migraines, it made no sense to me because they were present for that. Like, they were there for that. So I don't understand how you're in the room with me for WrestleMania 32. It was Dallas. It was Roman Reigns' first WrestleMania. I think it was Dallas. Yeah. You're with me and you see me throwing up every 5 minutes to the point where it was said, everybody was like, you can't go. We can't watch you that much. It's too hard in the stadium to run up and down the stairs if you're that sick, blah, blah. So if you saw that, I don't understand how you could turn around and question the migraines I have because you've seen them. Unless you're not really questioning them and you just know that's something that really hurts me when people say that. Which in that case, why would you want to just hurt somebody for no reason? I don't know. It's not my therapy. Which my therapist keeps telling me, and I'm doing this for her. She wanted me to do this video. My therapist keeps saying to me that her thing is, it's not your problem what people think about you. But for me, it is. It's really hard for me to not care. I care a lot about what people think. I do. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't, but it's just the truth. Not like, am I dressed right? Am I talking right? I want people to think I'm a nice person. it's not a weight thing or a looks thing or anything like that. It's just, it's not that like I don't want to get picked on. It's not that kind of crap. It's, I want people to think I'm an honest, hardworking person, because I am. I can say I'm a good person. I'm okay saying that now. I didn't used to, like, I didn't like to say that kind of stuff. It's just like, girl, go sit down. But honestly, I know that's why I wasn't able to remain teaching, because it was hard. I'd be really worried about everybody. I'd be worried about upsetting people. I'd be worried about putting these from Temu, y'all. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with these things. I've used these to do my makeup every single time. I just like the way you can get right inside of this little corner right here. I don't get why you would think that that's something somebody would fake. Now, I don't know everybody, right? People are crazy. I don't know why people do a lot of things. But I know for me, faking a migraine just doesn't make sense. No one gives you money for faking a migraine, so I don't know what that would even do. Like, why would I do that? How would that benefit me? This house I'm in right now, my glam room, I love this house. I love this house so much. But when I'm sick enough, I have to go to my mom. I can still see the color correct under my eye. Let me put a little bit more shape tape. But yeah, I can see. If I can't drive home, I have to stay at my mother's house. Why would I pretend to do that? Why would I pretend to need to stay there because I'm sick instead of coming back to my own home? That's so stupid. It's just stupid. And I'm sorry I keep saying it's stupid, but it is. It's stupid. And I don't understand why, especially like I said, people that have been there and seen me go through it, why could they turn around and say, well, I mean, she could go shopping. Shut up. You sound so stupid. I feel stupid talking about it, because it's just like, why? Like, again, why would I pretend to be sick? For attention, I don't, no offense to anybody else, and I know how it's going to sound, but that's the only way I know how to put it. I don't really need to be sick to get attention. If I wanted to get attention, I could get attention. Let's just be honest. Yeah, y'all heard what I said, and I mean it. I mean every word of it. Ulta foundation stick. This is my favorite contour stick I own. And I own some heavy hitters. ABH, the KKW Beauty thing, the contour kit, I have that. But this Ulta stick that was free, I had a coupon to try it, I think, or it was PR, I can't remember, but it is the best contour stick I own. I use it all the time. Hence, it looks like this. Oh, I still have more left than I thought. Oh, I still got a lot left. Ooh, about to party. I can't believe I even have to explain this. Like, it's so dumb. Again, I'm sorry I keep saying it's dumb, but that's all I can say, because I don't understand what the reason would be. Like, why would somebody pretend to have migraines? You know how bad I want to shop right now? I would love to go online and just order some clothes, but I can't, because I can't work, so I have no extra money. So why would I? Trips. There's been trips, like I went to Universal Studios a couple years ago. There was one day I spent completely in the bed. Why would I pretend that? Why wouldn't I just go to Universal Studios? You know, it's stuff like that that pisses me off. Or, I'm trying to think of another example. Oh, Raw. I was at Raw one year. It was actually the year of the Chris Benoit incident, and I had to leave. I had to walk out of Monday Night Raw at the Cajun Dome. And the thing is, those that know me know that it would have to be horrible. And when I tell y'all, my parents had to pick me up at the airport, in the front of the Cajun Dome at will call. And my dad had to physically carry me into the car and then into the house, because I couldn't even walk by that point. Why would I make that up? Like, it's stupid to even think that, but it's apparently what people think. Those of y'all who are asking, well, how can you do this? Well, how can you do that with migraines? Two things. Rescue medication and mind your business. I'm not asking you for anything, so don't ask about it. I'm glad I got that out, though. I needed to. But, yeah, so, y'all know what? That's actually all I really had to say about it. So, I'm going to go and finish my look off, and everything else I put is going to be listed down below. I'm going to do everything else off camera. Let me finish my eye look with y'all. We'll at least do that. I felt like I really needed to get off my chest. I spoke to my therapist about it. And she was like, her thought process was, she said, well, you like doing YouTube videos, right? I was like, I love doing YouTube videos. That's like the thing I really love to do, because I get to edit, I get to sit, I went to school for computer animation. So like Final Cut Pro was everything to me. Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer in the shade Medium. I don't know. But my therapist was the one that she's like, you like YouTube videos, so just tell them, right? Do like an instructional YouTube video to explain to them why you can do this and that. And she's like, maybe some people really don't know. And she said the same exact thing I said, because I was like, well, then I wouldn't question anybody that's sick. That might be a little difficult. Maybe I won't even touch on this one. But my grandparents, who I love dearly and I miss every single day, all of them passed away from cancer, right? My grandfather loved loved going to the casino, right? He's a rock star. And my grandfather on my other side also loved going to the casino, but my biological grandfather loved to watch these loud, crazy movies. Even when he was sick, he'd be in bed with his TV super loud. And I'd be like, I can't even imagine, not that migraines are cancerous, I'm not saying that, like it's not the same thing, I'm not gonna die from migraines as far as I know. I can't imagine myself saying something stupid like, well, I mean, if she, you know, has cancer, why can't she watch movies? Shouldn't she be resting? What is wrong with you? Like, why would you say that? Even mental health issues, like, I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but I have a very close family member who has a lot of different mental health issues, generalized anxiety, all the stuff most of us have. But it's like, I wouldn't say if she goes to dinner with somebody, I would not turn around and say, oh, doesn't she have social anxiety? How could she go have dinner? No, I'd be like, I'm glad she got to go and got through it. I'm glad she was able to do that. I don't know why that same thought process can't be applied to me. I really don't. And I thought I was gonna cry and get emotional, but I'm not emotional. I'm angry because the more I'm talking about it, the more aggravated I'm getting, because it's like, again, I wouldn't do that to somebody. So my mind can't understand how you could do it to somebody. Like, if you're somebody that knows me personally, you know the struggle I have even admitting when I don't feel well. So for you to say, when I do say I don't feel well, Beauty Bakery, baking powder and cassava. So for you to say I don't feel well, I must be lying. That is hard for me, because again, I already don't like to admit when I don't feel well in the first place. When I finally do, and the response is, she must be lying, she went to Ross yesterday. Why? My therapist actually told me, and I keep talking about her a lot because it's her idea. She keeps telling me, you know, you need to see yourself when you discuss your migraines, how it does affect you. Because I'm always like, well, when they're gone, it's okay. I feel better when they're gone and I go on about my day. And she's like, but it has to take more of a mental toll on you. And I'm like, it doesn't. It does. Now that I'm sitting here talking about it, hell yeah, it does. Because it's a hard thing to go through. And I don't talk about my migraines to get sympathy. That's actually, having sympathy is one of the things I really don't like. I don't like people to be like, well, you know, she's sick. Like, don't treat me like I'm made out of glass either. The hurtful thing about it is when it's coming from people that have seen me in, what is the word? In an acute migraine. It's hard when those people are saying, well, you know, people did ask about you. Y'all tell me if I'm crazy in the comments down below, please. If I had somebody that told me they weren't feeling good, and the crazy thing is, I've seen people who ask the question about me do the same thing, where they're like, oh, my stomach hurts too much, I can't go to the party, and then you see them at a seafood restaurant. Like, girl, what do you mean? Like, how could you not do this, but you could do that? But in my mind, I always say, well, maybe she just felt better. With this little baby Jacqueline X Morphe brush, and I'm gonna go back into Primavera. I was told to do this video was more to also, like, how should I put this? To, like, be able to talk where people can't talk back, you know, where I can't get cut off. Gotta go with Venetian Red this time. Where I can't get cut off, where I can talk uninterrupted and explain myself. When my mom has to bring me to a doctor, especially a therapist, a counselor, somebody that helps you with the mental instead of the physical, when she does that, she always tells me, be honest. Or if I can't drive myself that day, I'll text and say, hey, I made it safe and sound, because everyone worries because sometimes I can't see on the road. I'll say, hey, I made it to wherever. It's hard. It's hard to always be the one that needs help. It really is. And then it's like, when the people around you, I know I'm not getting emotional right when I'm done with my look. Like, that's crazy. The people around you that know you the best are also up there, like, hyping up the lie, you know? It's tough. Hey, Lulu. My little boy's playing right down the floor. Even that, like, Louie mostly stays with my parents because I can't take him to the restroom sometimes. I can't feed him sometimes. And again, it's like, why would I pretend that? Why would I want to fake that? And maybe the people I'm talking about would fake that. Maybe that's where their mind goes. Louie, the back of that couch is too skinny for you, baby. Get off the back of the couch, you're gonna fall. Louie is like a Yorkie cat. He likes to climb on the back of the sofas. There you go, just lay on the couch. The arms, like, he likes to sleep everywhere but the actual pillows of the couch. All right, y'all, I think that's really all I had to get off my chest about that. I just want to close this part. I'm gonna go finish my makeup off camera, but if you have to leave the video now, just take this advice, please. Don't question people when it comes to illness. There's no point in it, and it's really not your business in the first place. I'm gonna go finish myself off. I'll be right back to wrap this video up. Wanna come sit with mom? Come on, come sit with mama. He doesn't want to come by me. Okay, y'all, so I am completely done with my makeup. This is my finished look. Did my hair. Look at these earrings, y'all. My mom got them for me from Forever 21 in New Orleans, and I'm obsessed with them. She knows that's mine. Got my sister some socks. Anyway, she did exactly what both of us would want. Yeah, thank y'all so much for listening to me go over this. It felt good to get a lot of stuff off my chest as far as the migraines and all that is concerned. I actually am currently pre-syndrome. I am actually getting a migraine, or my migraine is getting worse now, which is not too bad because I had a good break. I took migraine medicine at noon, and it is now 6:58, almost 7 o'clock, so that's really long for me. Usually I'm waiting for the 4 hours, but I did about double time, and like I said, now my head hurts, and I'm about to head over to the game anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening to me about this. I really needed to get this off my chest. And again, this video is for anybody who has questions about my headaches, and for whatever reason doesn't want to contact me and wants to contact people around me who have never had a migraine before. If you have questions and you don't want to talk to me about it, see me here. It's fine. I'm right here. You can ask questions in the comments if you want. Anybody who's listening to this, if y'all have any suggestions, home remedies, anything you've heard of that can help with chronic migraine, please let me know, because I do take advice. I do try new things. I'm about to go get a daith piercing soon. I have to go make sure I can get it pierced because mine is really small, so they got to make sure they can get in there and do it. But yeah, so if y'all want to offer me anything, or if you have any questions, honestly, I swear to y'all, if you have any questions at all, instead of just sitting there talking while I'm talking on my video, just ask me down below. I'll answer it. I have no issue with that. I can even do a whole video answering questions about migraines if y'all need it. If you are someone that suffers with chronic migraine, I am so sorry. It sucks. But you got a sister in me. Again, I fight them daily. Which is not to say that's better or worse than somebody that fights them monthly or whatever. But I fight them daily. I deal with them. I get it. We can trade secrets in the comments, or you can send me a message on any of my social media, which is, of course, going to be listed down below. And, you know, we can talk about it. If there's a medicine you have been suggested and you want to know how somebody else felt about it, you can ask me. I've tried, again, just about all of them. So yeah, just let me know and I'll try to help you out with that. Again, if you're dealing with any kind of chronic pain, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to go through that. Keep your head up. We'll get through it together. We'll be all right. Now back to my normal stuff. Actually, before I get there, I'm going to do my shout out to my niece, Roro. Nene loves you so much, little girl. I'm so glad you watched this video. I'm glad you love watching all Nene's videos. I will see you later. I love you so much. And thinking about her, that's one of the times I want to get sad, because she asks me all the time, Nene, why do you have these headaches? Nene, are you feeling okay? Nene, do you need your medicine? Nene, why are you always in bed? Nene, why did you... I remember for New Year's this year, she asked me, she goes, Nene, why do you have this pain? And she asked my mom, and my mom was like, I don't know, baby. I don't know, but we're going to try to fix it. So, just another thing about them. Why would I want that? And to those of y'all that question anybody with any kind of illness, get a life, dude. Get a life. And if you're asking out of genuine concern, again, don't ask somebody else. Ask me. Anyway, everything I'm wearing on my face will be listed down below, along with all of my socials, affiliate codes, discount codes. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Affiliate codes, discount codes, all that good stuff going to be listed down below. Oh, don't forget, please like the video. If you like what you see here, please subscribe, because when I hit 500 subscribers, I will be giving away a fragrance from Dossier. I will be giving away a brand new Dossier scent when I hit 500 subscribers and a giveaway. So if y'all would like to try Floral Marshmallow, go ahead and subscribe, because when I hit 500 subs, I will be giving away a brand new unopened bottle of Floral Marshmallow. Any questions, comments, anything you want to tell me, you can hit me up on any social media or down below in the comment section. I will see y'all next time you get glam. If you come on over and get glam with Marty. Thank you guys so much again for listening to my migraine story, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.